case with an overview at the top and on the line by line. And then other cap. Okay. Everyone ready? We are winning the root cause of this debate. We say that the reason for capitalism is because of fear. There's structural violence because people see others as a threat to them, and people gain capital so that they can make sure that that threat does not exist anymore. We say that we win. That we say that security is the root cause for any types of violence, even though that we obviously aren't going to go for the perm on the queer theory. But this is just another instance where we show that security is the reason for these types of things like heteronormativity and things like capitalism, because people see a threat and they find a reason to solve for it. Capital is based on people trying to securitize their future. They see that there's they see that they might have a problem in the future. They may need to pay for things, need food or something or another type of thing. So they try to gain that capital and make sure that their future is secure. This is the entire reason for those types of things. We say that type of critique is wrong. That is why we are winning the root cause security. It's the reason that we try to use any type of structural violence is because it is we see a threat. We try to make sure that threat does not exist anymore. On the line by line. First of all, they say that a Christian doctrine is bad, but they misinterpret what the doctrine is, what our argument is. We say that Christ's resurrection means that we no longer are held under the law, which is focused on affirming life. The early Roman church didn't help people because they thought it was key to stopping some form of violence, but did it out of pure love for other people. Also, they really have no answer to, we're just affirming life. We say that affirming life is key. They try to say that we...
the slavery step.
Huh?
On
the slavery stuff. They say that slavery has been justified because Christ is on the silent on the fact that this still doesn't answer that we solve for slavery because it's justified through security. And even their barn card that they read is about abolishing every instance goes away because Barn is actually a pastor who has a ministry to dismantle racism. And it's in the tag of it is in his clause that he has a ministry to dismantle racism. And there's things like John Newton who made the song Amazing Grace who was a slave trader who after finding Christ stopped his business on trading slaves and went to have a better life.
The early Roman Church attempted to resolve those institutions.
The early Roman Church also attempted to solve these types of resolutions. Institutions. They did not care about slavery. In fact, Jesus was saw himself as a servant to others and tried to serve others. That when he does that, when he washes his disciples' feet and says, "Go do the same to others," they are no longer. They're not worried about being a slave because they say affirming life. And the early Roman Church, even they saw themselves as a slave, they didn't see that as a problem, but saw it as a way to help others and to solve for these types of things. And just by affirming life, we are no longer worried about whether or not we are a slave or who we are in society. We just say that this is better because it creates a better reason for changing, for creating. And again, they've not really answered our role about that.
Extended.
Sorry. They have not answered our role, ballot argument who best performantly methodology disrupts the culture of fear. And this just goes along with our root cause that fear is the reason for these types of things. We solve this better than the negative does, and on this culture of fear, and also in cap. There's no articulation of why economic modeling is the root cause, even if we didn't spend a ton of time on the root cause rate. Theirs was literally just asserted. Capitalism is based on the security mindset because we attempt to accumulate out of fear, not having. This articulation was in our bell card, and it was brought up. They also can see that we deconstruct the self. Without the self, there's nothing about the community, which again means that there's no reason why we don't solve for capitalism. The only reason we can accumulate for ourselves is because we can see us versus others. Probably a reason why we resolve slavery and our role of ballot solves that we perform the methodology to disrupt the culture of fear, and we resolve all their offense means you vote out. We resolve the need to securitize. They also never in this round answered the card that we had that was specifically about radical orthodoxy and how it resolves capitalism, because those are the types of reasons people try to gain capital.
The rhizomatic body card.
And the rhizomatic body card that we have, the bell card is also really good on this, about how we include people. There's no exclusion. We're not excluding people, but we include all people in their forms of knowledge. We just say that affirming life is better, and the way that we do this is through the narrative of Christ. And we say that the way that we use the narrative of Christ for us is a way that we can a better way to solve it. And we're just saying that we need to embrace. For us, we need to embrace the narrative of Christ and then affirm life through those types of things. They don't need to do it through the narrative of Christ, but
Extend the perm.
Oh yeah, and again, extend the perm. They try to make it a link, but it's literally just perm to the plan. We think that the plan solves better. There's no reason that this securitized allotted or some kind of capitalist link. We just say that the plan solves better than the alternative does.
If there's a chance of us solving.
If there's a chance of us solving, then you're going to vote after this round because there's and considering there's literally no reason that we don't solve for the focus on fear. You're going to you're going to vote out for this round because of that. They say that we direct that we make them go a direct stance against Christ. We don't do that, and they say that. Hold on. They say that we make a direct stance against Christ. We don't do that. We just say that you should probably, like they have done this round, provide other views that might be able to link to us, or saying that fear is good, or other types of methodologies are good.
Even if it's true, there's no terminal impact.
Even if it's true, there's no terminal impact to that. They say that there's no way that we break this down. They say that we ignore any way that we can solve for these types of things. But that has been articulation through the whole round about affirming life and how we're no longer afraid of things. We do things just out of love for other people, and that is a better stance. That we have through the entire round shown how the early Roman church is a view of how we're going to be able to solve for these types of things. So there's a pretty that right there is a way that we show that we can break these types of things down. They say we don't need to change. It has led to change in the past, as we've shown. And again, we resolve capitalism. They didn't really do a great job on the perm debate and how we don't solve this. They say we only reinforce, but again, our perm doesn't reinforce that, and there's really no link because we solve for capitalism better.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.